Love to hear talk about Buck. They love to talk about 50, and they still enamored by the situation. People thinking whether it's serious or not. I say this: if he's still signed in the G Unit and 50 can promote it, whether Buck is serious or not, 50 trying to get them numbers.
Right.
So he gonna promote the fuck out of it, and as long as these two are going at it, there's no doubt about it that album is getting promoted. So salute to them both, man.
Yeah, no doubt, man. But you tuned into the Uncensored Truth podcast with your brother, Old God, and SamAnt, going in today on this Thursday night. This next story, man, we're gonna talk about Jermaine Dupri. You know what I'm saying? And Jermaine Dupri pretty much put up a tweet, and he was asking BillBoard. He said, "I'm confused." He says, "How does @Lil Nas get kicked off the country charts, but Justin Bieber is nominated for top R&B song tonight?" Which is a very, very good question. Now we know Lil Nas X had a song out there. It's been doing numbers. He had the little spat with Dave East and whatnot. But nevertheless, I think that, it definitely should be, considered a country song. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day. But what are your thoughts on this, SamAnt? Because I didn't get your thoughts yet on that.
I 100% agree with Jermaine Dupri, and it's something that goes on in our industry far too much. And it was almost when people said that R&B wasn't where it was at, you have to blame. And this is no disrespect to them because they did great music, but the Justin Timberlakes of the world and the Justin Biebers of the world, because as your Carl Thomases started slowly slipping away and your RLs and the R&B group started slipping away and pop started taking over. And although we still had Chris Brown and we still had Trey Songz and we still had your Tanks and still had that genuine R&B, what was being mainly promoted was your Justin Biebers and your Justin Timberlakes. Yeah. And I can prove that when you listen to your greatest R&B singers of the generation, your Ushers, your Chris Browns, your Trey Songz. Where did they go during that time in music? They started dabbling into the bureau. They started dabbling into the pop. They started dabbling into other avenues because that R&B music was not being promoted the way it was supposed to. People thought the genre and the music was dying. Meanwhile, you listen to a Justin Bieber album and that's Usher all fucking over it, just with Justin Bieber singing it. The runs, the riffs, the ad-libs. Same thing with Timberlake, and the list goes on and on. We see the Sam Smith of the world. We see I forgot Adele and these artists, not to take away from any of them, incredible artists, but when you look at R&B, that's where it was. And now when you look at R&B music and you look at all the greatness that's going on with Mario still doing his thing, with Tank still doing his thing, it almost makes wonder if Lil Nas X, like we alluded to, no matter if that's a one-hit wonder or not, that might be a fucking one-hit wonder. Who knows?
Country song.
That's a country song.
It's a country song.
It's a country song all day long. Yeah. And he nailed it. He did his thing. He got the respect from the country artist. Yep. He deserves the accolades that it deserves. And whether you like it or not, it doesn't matter because that's a country song. And it goes to show you just the dangerous slope that we live in and how much power they got, because they could simply go, I don't like that shit. This dude ain't fucking about to jump in our shit and do that.
And that's the thing, like you saying, like it's cool for the Biebers and the Timberlakes to come over into our genre and the Iggy Azaleas and stuff to come over. And then we don't say nothing about that. We bring them in with open arms. But as soon as it's time to cross over, into their dominated genres like country and different things like that, they don't either want to let us in or don't want to give us the proper credit for what we established. So, I mean, what I said in the pre-production, I'll echo those sentiments. Once again, this is something that has been going on for a long time. I'm not even surprised to see this, but I am happy that, people like Jermaine Dupri, somebody who's been in the game for a long, long time, had a lot of great accolades in the game, is speaking out. I would like to see more people speak out about this, because there's no doubt in my mind that Lil Nas X should be, that should be a country song, but they don't, for whatever reason, don't want that to be identified with country music for whatever reason. I mean, we think we know the reason why, but yeah, I think that's, BillBoard needs to respond to that, and let's see what's going on with that when they change that up there.
Jermaine Dupri, one of the legends out here in this game, CEO of So Def, and has some of the greatest R&B groups that we've ever heard. Escape, great sister R&B group, Jagged Edge, as we know, and the list go. Usher, he had Usher under his wing. They about to have Confessions too that he's working on right now. That brother knows his R&B music and he knows what's going on in this industry. So when he says stuff, it needs to be responded to. And he's not the only one to say it, but I'm glad it's getting attention now that the BillBoard Awards was last night. Did you watch any of that?
I don't watch that. Where do you watch it at nowadays?
I don't fucking know.
Yes, you got the YouTube app or something like that. I mean, it's like you see the Instagram clips and I really don't even care.
I don't either.
You just say Drake and Cardi B won. Okay,
cool. What they win.
They win every time.
Yeah, what they win exactly. I don't know.
And there's no disrespect. It's just the day and age. Now we just not really checking or care about those type of awards anymore.
Should people put too much emphasis on these accolades? Because I mean, they're great to go to. They're great networking events. We're about to go to the BET Awards. We're about to network and do our thing out there. Very excited about it. The award show itself, though, I could fucking probably care less about it. I don't really care who wins. I can't wait for the event.
Right.
But I'm not all up in arms if so-and-so wins and so-and-so doesn't.
I would like to see, I mean, you still got some shows that hold that prestige, like the Grammys, obviously the Oscars and things like that. But I would like to see, back in the day, you had the Source Awards, and that was kind of like the big thing. And then BET's kind of lost some of its luster as it used to be. I would like to see it, us return to something. I do like awards, by the way, but not too many of them. And I think that we may have like one or two that's like, all right, you win this one. This is big right here. I don't think there's anything wrong with it.
I used to always love the hype of the awards, but I can genuinely say I've never watched an award show from top to bottom and it kept my attention.
Back in the day, I don't know. Back in the day, I probably would. Now, no, but back in the day, because like we didn't see him as much as we do. Like now you go into their Instagram, their Facebook, you see these cats all day. But then it was like, all right, we get to see Janet Jackson. All right, we get to see Eve with DMX and Rough Rider. We get to see Jay-Z and these people for just a few minutes, you know what I mean? Or we get the magazine, but so accessibility, I would say. But yeah, now I think it's kind of corny.
Is accessibility a gift or a curse, oh God, in your opinion? Because you look at it,
yeah,
and like you said, we weren't able to see the people the way we will see them now. Like I'll think of Janet Jackson, like you said, and I remember the Velvet Rope tour and how that shit premiered on HBO, and that was like the closest we ever got to Janet Jackson before that. And it's like, damn, I watched that over and over and over again, and now all you gotta do is jump on IG, and she probably said something 30 minutes ago,
right? And
that's great, but at the same time, it almost, like you said, waters it down because now you don't care. If there's something going on, it's like whatever. So
right.
More gift or more curse?
Yeah. I mean, more gift or more curse. I think it depends on the person. You got some people, who as soon as they get a thought or idea, they throw it up on there and it's all wrong. You got some people who know how to stay reserved and not put everything on there, and they do it at the right times and they calculate it and it's for marketing or whatever. But I think it just, depends on the person with that whole thing.
Gotcha.
Definitely. I want to talk about this story right here. I don't know if you've seen this, but man goes viral for dating twin sisters and getting them pregnant 1 month apart. You know what I'm saying? These are the type of things we be dealing with. We jump into a little relationship shit and whatnot on a Wake and Bake podcast. So what do you think about this, man? Man goes viral for dating twin sisters and getting them pregnant 1 month apart. And the picture is pretty much him in the middle and both of them, kissing them like,
Was it a mistake? Did he not know?
It was a mistake. Shit.
That's what I'm saying. Did he not know? Did they not know?
Maybe they ain't know.
How? They ain't none of my business. That ain't none of my business. Salute to that family.
He's scared.
All that shit that's going on. Well, I mean, what you want me to do? You want to chatty patty about that?
I mean, what you think about it?
What do you mean what I think about it?
Salute
to him. Salute to her. I seen that you threw a couple videos on Hip Hop News Uncensored talking about this situation, and it just seemed weird. It smelled weird when I heard it. Fat Joe dropped this. Now, hold on. Let me get the backstory. She turned herself in NYPD, then was eventually released. No coverage or anything. Had this woman claiming that she hit her, beat her the fuck up, et cetera, et cetera. We all heard the rhetoric. Fat Joe, this is what he said about the situation. Family first, please beware of clout chase in this country. Truly ready for rehabilitation. Are we truly forgiving? Do we really believe in second chances? Here we have a woman who did her time, came home, and has been a model citizen. The only time she's out of her house is to work on, in this case, donating her time with pre-performance, for cancer research. In a world that continues to show madness and division in families on TV, here we see love and unity. The woman's been the most flawless parolee ever. Never has been a curfew violation, has been drug tested time and time again, not once violated. The question I ask is, are we truly ready for second chances? There were maybe 30 or 40 cops at the cancer charity event. Not one saw any altercation. In a world of everything is on camera, true that. There's no footage, any incident. Please beware of any clout chase. My sister will just be fine. This too shall pass. God is great, Remy Ma. Papoose, I love you, and we'll be by your side for life. What's your thoughts on that, oh God?
First, great statement. He should be a lawyer. You know what I mean? Anyway, but I think if that's real talk, at the end of the day, probably was a situation like that. Maybe it happened, maybe it didn't. I mean, I think it was just some sucker shit for even anybody to even try to go to the police. Even like with the Offset situation, you know what I mean? I thought it was just some sucker shit. But you are a star, and these are situations you got to be ready for, because it's gonna continue to happen. People are gonna look for any situation, they can. I wasn't there. I don't know if she punched her in the mouth or not, or the face or the eye or whatever, but you know what I mean? I think it's just silly, man, at the end of the day. But I think they're gonna win that. I don't think it's gonna be enough evidence. It'll be something that be swept under the rug. And then, shout out to Remy, Fat Joe and the whole squad.
Yeah, all of it alleged right now, and we don't know what happened. But I would go along the lines of estimating that, and like Fat Joe said, in the day and age where cameras are everywhere, at a public event, where her personality being as high as it is, somebody's getting that shit on tape. You can guarantee it. When Cardi B and Nicki started arguing and yelling, the cameras was everywhere. TMZ had it. Blah blah blah. So for there alone not to be cameras involved and things like that, that kind of makes me sketchy to the situation. I think this too shall pass, like he said. I think Remy Ma, who, damn, it almost makes you forget that she's on parole, given as clean as she is and everything right that she's doing. I almost forgot that she was a felon and did her time. But she damn sure did some good time. Yeah, had time away from her husband, time away from her kid, came home, has an addition to the family with a new, they got a daughter, right? Yeah, with the addition of the baby girl. So I don't see her putting herself in any situation over any female or any drama that will put her at jeopardy to take away from her kids or her family or her career. I just don't. You really see that?
Nah, I'm just fucking around. I ain't gonna say what I think out here, man. It is what it is. I mean, my thing is like, I don't have a problem with somebody getting punched in their face.
Neither do I.
You know what I mean? If you gotta get that, it happens. You know what I mean? But it's some sucker shit when people run to the police and all that type of shit.
That shit goes down.
Yeah,
and that's why. And Remy knows that.
Yeah,
she knows she can't punch somebody in the face because this ain't 96.
Yeah,
it's a whole different ball game. So that's what I'm thinking. She's not dumb enough to go, I'm gonna light this bitch up out here, because in her mind, the way and I'm not in her mind, but I'm thinking somebody's filming this shit.
Right.
I'm getting caught up, and if I hit her, it's on camera.
Yeah, especially being on parole and all that. I don't think she did it or whatnot.
Me either.
Man, I think she would punch somebody in the face.
100%.
I don't think she did, but that is what it is. You know what I mean? But yeah, we out of here, man. The Uncensored Truth. Do we have anything else? My bad.
I think that's good, man.
That's it, man.
Good. I wanted to talk about Oprah a little bit, but we can say that for tomorrow. Hopefully, we have a special guest to talk about that shit with us, man.
All right, yeah, no doubt, definitely. But yeah, man, tuned into the Uncensored Truth podcast, man. Another one in the books, episode 150 something. We'll get the official number next time. I want to encourage everybody that's listening on no matter what platform to either hit the 5-star rating or just share this video with at least one other person. Text message, Facebook timeline. We do appreciate each and every person that listen, for the duration or even a little bit of the podcast. This is your brother Old Guy Hip Hop News Uncensored. That's SamAnt for Viral Hip Hop News. Together we're the Uncensored Truth podcast. We're gonna get out of here to the more Malcolm, less Martin, my man Rez 609 Conway.
We out of here, man. One love.
Yes, sir.